What you doing, other nerds? I'm the AC, and the time is finally here for me to talk about the newest and last season of The 100. Yes, Season 7, Episode 1, From the Ashes. And this is just me starting my weekly review and discussion on The 100. And I'll probably start off a little bit with just my brief initial thoughts of the episode, and then go and kind of do a little rundown of the events that happened, and then my thoughts of it overall. So, let me just talk about what I thought initially of the whole episode. And even though the title of the episode is From the Ashes, it really should have been titled Tension. Because the whole episode is just introducing the tension between all these different groups that want control of Sanctum, and then the tension between what this new force that is coming from the anomaly actually is and what it's going to bring. So that is pretty much what this whole episode is about. It's just them, for now, mildly butting heads with each other, all these different groups. But there's a lot of things that can be pulled from this. So this is where I'm going to start getting spoiler heavy. So if you haven't watched the episode yet, do that first, then come back and you can hear what I think about it. So what I'm going to talk about first, though, is what I thought would be the thing I'd be the most interested in, which is concerning the anomaly. Last we saw on the season 6 finale is Echo, Bellamy, Gabriel, and then Octavia were trying to unravel the mysteries a little bit. Octavia gets stabbed by this new chick and is spirited away in some green mist. Okay, so what we're dealing with now is the girl's name is Hope. Apparently the same name as Diosa's daughter was going to have. And so I guess we're assuming this is Diosa's daughter. They haven't officially confirmed definitely it is, but I guess it's a safe bet knowing what we know time-wise with the anomaly. But that's not the only thing. The episode starts off with Bellamy and Echo getting attacked by some invisible force. Bellamy gets taken away, then Gabriel joins, Hope runs away, and then not much else happens after that. They are kind of just running through the woods. Hope goes her own way. She finds a message stuck in her arm with a note that says "Trust Bellamy." So I don't know what that deals with. We do get to see later that Hope has these little visions, maybe memories of Octavia. I guess their time in the anomaly. I don't know. But there's not much that really happens. They eventually do confront the invincible force, which just happens to be these enemies with fancy helmets. Apparently they're chasing after Hope, so I don't really know what's going on yet, why they want her as a threat. I don't know. But Gabriel also thinks that these people are able to control the anomaly now, so that's interesting. And then that's about it. That's all that happens on that front. So a little disappointing that that's all we get in the first episode. But the rest of what's going on in Sanctum is a lot more interesting to me, actually. So we get to see that Clark and the rest of the main group have moved into a normal house. Apparently it was Russell made it, so they have something to remind them of Earth again. But it's weird seeing this normal house. This entire series we haven't seen something so normal, and it just seems so out of place, and it's weird. It almost seems just seeing them in this house, it's like a new series. I don't know, it's weird. And they just act completely normal in it too. This isn't some kind of mysterious ooh, ah kind of thing. So yes and no. So I don't know. But yeah, then it automatically you get to start seeing these different groups, because we have the prisoners come down already, which I think they should have waited, but they're using them as labor so they can still build their own place. But I don't know, it seems like a bad idea. But surprisingly, they're not the ones causing the most problems. It's the children of Gabriel are butting heads with people that still believe in the primes, and Russell's still alive and locked up. Jordan's kind of still brainwashed by his followers, but he's not completely. He's still thinking things through, but he's becoming the go-between between Russell and then the believers. But then the children of Gabriel want Russell dead. Russell keeps saying he wants himself dead. And they keep bringing this up. And the other thing that keeps getting brought up is, I don't know, they really put this, they're really insistent about Russell killing Abby and bringing this up to Clark. And it's brought up because you see Jackson blame Murphy for it, but, you know, I don't blame Murphy. But it keeps getting brought up over and over again, like, Russell killed Abby, Russell killed Abby. And Clark is like, no, we're not going to do anything, we're just going to move on. That was in the past. So it's really nice that she's really sticking to it, trying to be a different person and not destroy another planet, I guess, is what she's afraid of. Just like what Russell told her around the beginning of season 6, and it's like, he believes she wants to change, he just doesn't think she can, and this is her trying to prove him wrong. The other weird thing, though, is Murphy and Maury are still acting like primes. They're still putting on the personas of Daniel and Kaylee, and I guess it's to make the prime believers to cooperate, but I know it's weird. It's like, at first I thought it was weird because I thought that would put them as a target for Children of Gabriel, but apparently Children of Gabriel actually do know that they are not actually primes. So, but since the believers think that, they're still going to use Murphy and Maury as leverage, because if they don't get Russell's death, then they're going to just kill Murphy and Maury instead. Now, the other attention from this episode comes between Guy and Indra. It's a weird thing. We see them kind of butt heads throughout the series, you know, mother and daughter kind of stuff, but they're really just seem to be snapping at each other even more this time. And it's just ramping up, and maybe it's just to build into this tension with all the other groups, just to add their own, I don't know. But that's not the only thing, because Clark just kind of proves how full of herself she is. Maddie mentions at a moment how she knows what it's like to lose her mom, and Clark's like, oh, you didn't lose me. And I was just, this isn't about you anymore, Clark. Maddie had a mom before you. And Clark, it's just, it kind of just hits Clark, and it's like, oh yeah. I don't know, it was funny to me, because like, I kind of just saw that as soon as Maddie's like, yeah, I know it's like to lose a mom. I was like, Clark's gonna think this is about her, and she did, of course, because she thinks everything's about her, always. But there was a good kind of tension I caught. I don't know if it's actually going to develop anything, but it kind of makes sense too. You know, Guy and Clark were sharing some looks. Yeah, I mean, could they be a new thing going on? It makes a lot of sense because they both care about Maddie. They're both taking care of her. You know, I mean, obviously Clark and Nia, I guess, aren't a thing anymore. So Clark and Guy could be a thing. It'll be interesting. It makes sense to me. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh, that's just out of nowhere. It's like, no. Like, the only thing that was really keeping them apart was Guy's faith as a flamekeeper. But now that she's kind of seen the whole truth, and that isn't really her thing anymore, now she's just caring about Maddie. It makes a lot of sense that Clark and Guy could get together. It's really a good thing. And then Guy has another line that fits into this whole episode, and it's like, sometimes belief can be greater than the truth. And it is weird because the truth was revealed to all these people that their gods, the primes, are fake, and they're still so into it. I don't get it. But I mean, I guess people just want something to believe in. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is a big spoiler, and I did not see this coming, but it is a really cool twist. And that is when Clark finally confronts Russell. She finally loses it. Russell, I don't think he purposely like eggs her on, but he does like kind of give Abby's clothes to Clark. I saw it as like just giving her memento, but I guess it was the last thing she needed to actually snap, and she kind of just beats up on Russell a little bit, accidentally causes a fire. Well, this is enough, I guess, for Russell to lose consciousness, because apparently Russell hasn't been sleeping, and Shade Hedda, he takes control of Russell. It's a big twist, and I'm interested to see what happens with this. Clark announces to everybody that Russell's going to die the next day, but now Shade Hedda's here. I don't know. We'll see what happens. In my head, this could end up playing out the long game. Like, it could be that the people from Anomaly end up having to beat Shade Hedda, or Shade Hedda might go to Anomaly and turn them against them. Or it could be something like Season 3 where Shade Hedda seems like the initial threat, just like Pike was, but then the Anomaly will be the bigger threat, just like Allie was in the City of Light. I could see either of those happening. It might be the later what I just said, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. So I am excited for Season 2. I'm excited to see where the rest of the season goes, but what do you think? Did you enjoy this episode as much as I did? I thought it was a pretty good season premiere, especially for the last season. Maybe a little more of the Anomaly stuff could have been said, but maybe they're getting more into that later. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. But if you like what I have to say, go ahead and like this video. If you want to see me talk more about the 100, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. You can see when I do all that. But until then, I'm DAC. Thank you for watching, and bye.